Camera or look at you?
Yeah, look at the camera.
Okay.
So, hi Adam, how are you?
Excellent.
Fine. So we are now on Wednesday, the 13th of October. We are now on the march since 13 days, and we will arrive in Washington, D.C. with the Right to Know March on Sunday. So please tell us, what is your function on this march and what is your thing to do about?
Well, I'm the person responsible for logistics, the big picture for logistics. I was asked by David Bronner and Joseph Wilhelm back in, I guess it was April or May, to look at a possible route to walk from New York to the White House. I've been organizing the research for that route. That opened up many other responsibilities. Okay, where are people going to stay? How are we going to transport everyone's gear? How are we going to deal with emergencies? What about the weather? Can we find a better way to walk? We actually tested 4 different routes. I drove much of the route. So I've been working on this for, and really seriously for about 4 months. And there's a large team of people now that I've assembled to work on this march, and both volunteers and paid staff.
Okay.
And
how many people is this team?
Well, there's a core team of 6 people that are doing logistics right now. It's a small team. If we had more marchers, we probably would have had a larger team. I'm also involved in the media strategy, making sure that the press releases are going out, making sure that media has been notified. We've been very aggressive for months now to get the media involved in this march.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the mainstream media in the United States is somewhat distracted with everything from celebrities to really the recent Wall Street protests, which
Sure.
are very encouraging to us because we do see a connection between what they're doing and what we're doing in regards to Wall Street firms like Monsanto that simply want to own all the seeds in the world. We are determined to raise the issue and educate the public about what GMOs are. Many people we've encountered in this march had only a little bit of knowledge about what GMOs are, and after we've interacted with them, we give them a brochure. They're very appreciative that we're doing this march. Many people, when they first hear that we're walking from Brooklyn to the White House, they say, well, you're crazy. They think we're crazy at first. But then they ask, why are you doing this again? We always get that. And it's really hard to get people to ask you why you're doing something in this country. And we've managed to get people to dig a little deeper when they want to understand why people would walk so far. And we're not a religious cult. We're not partisan. We're not Democrats or Republicans. We're just people who enjoy food, people who enjoy the environment, people who like to walk, people who of all ages really. And so this has been an amazing opportunity to interact with the general public. I've been a political organizer for many years. Even though I work for Dr. Bronner's Magic Soaps, I've had a very vibrant career as an activist. I've been arrested many times doing civil disobedience, and I have a lot of experience. Even with marches, I've been on part of an organization of them, so I have a lot of experience. And I've never experienced anything quite like this march. There's an adrenaline that comes with getting up early and making sure that everybody's going to get marching on time, which we have not been on time to be honest. But we've been close to being on time. Sometimes we've been early, but even if we're late, it doesn't matter. We have people who are walking, 15, 20, 25, 30 miles in a day, and after each day they do it, they just feel like they can accomplish anything. When I told friends that I was going to do this march, they're like, "What about your bad knee?" I in all fairness, I have been marching every day. I have to do logistics. I have to be in the vehicles, but they're about half the time I've been marching. And I even marched on Yom Kippur, I'm Jewish, and that's the holy Day of Atonement. And I was fasting on Yom Kippur, and it was a very spiritual day for me to be walking and fasting, talking to people about food while you're fasting is also kind of hard at times, but that's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be a challenge, and it's supposed to be a time to reflect on what you're doing and not think about food, not worry about your needs, think about how you've lived your life in the past year. So I was thinking that maybe this march is like atoning for humanity's sins against the earth, and we have to atone for our manipulation of nature. We've gotten out of bounds, I think, and while I'm for scientific research, even for research into GMOs to help better understand the world and around us, I don't believe they should be released into the environment willy-nilly. And that's kind of what's happening without any regulation, so to speak, for people to protect themselves from consuming these crops. And I know people are allergic to them, and I firmly believe that we're probably saving lives by marching here, in an abstract sense. We're not running into a burning house, but we are saving lives in the long run, I think, here.
I guess too, yeah. And do you think that we will succeed to spread the word all over the country? So I've heard that's also going on, some protests into California. There will be a Right to Know march also there, and from San Francisco to Sacramento, and so that gives me hope.
There is a very exciting movement to have protests nationwide that has to do with this Occupy Wall Street movement. And that is catching on like wildfire. And I've been an activist for many years. As I said, I remember being involved in, I was very involved in the World Bank and IMF protests, the WTO protests that took place in 99, 2000. We haven't seen this kind of energy and excitement around protests in the United States since 2001. Now, as far as GMO goes, we definitely have to have more marches. There's going to be a march in California if I have anything to do with it. I think everybody on this march is ready to go march in California. We will do a longer march. We will have more people. We will have a bigger impact, I suspect, because it will be in conjunction with a ballot initiative to require labeling in California. And now, if California requires labeling, you might as well have required it everywhere in the United States, because it is the largest state for population. It's the largest state. It's the largest producer of produce, and the farmers in California will embrace this, and it will be, I think, the watershed moment for reversing the tide of GMO crops and getting back to more natural crops. Marching is not the only thing we should be doing. We have to put pressure on politicians in every congressional district. We have been working in the media. We have been doing daily interviews with talk radio, who actually are sympathetic. There are sympathetic talk radio folks out there, so we're getting the word out. I believe that we've already succeeded. This march has already generated more media and more attention, even though it's a little bit. It's not that much, but it has more than we've been getting in many years. And it shows that there is a organized opposition to what the status quo is, and that it's unregulated GMOs. And people have a right to know what's in their food. We should just label the food and start from there. And now I think we're reaching a lot of people that would have never heard about this. In this day and age with Facebook and Twitter and all this electronic media, and we're using that, but there's nothing that substitutes for when people are getting face-to-face quality interaction. So I always tell people when we're talking to people about how to reach out, it's quality over quantity. It's more important to really get someone to convince someone that this is something they should care about, because that person will, once they do care about it, will tell other people. And we're planting seeds in every town that we go to, not literally, but we are planting a political seed everywhere.
I see. And this seed is not genetically modified, right?
Yeah, these seeds are not genetically modified.
Okay, thanks a lot for the interview, Adam.
All right, you're very welcome.
Good luck for you.